She gave birth to a black child. We had a black baby. It gave my hubby a heart attack, and he fell into a coma. My mother-in-law accused me of cheating, but she's wrong. Honest to God, I've never cheated on my husband, and this was our long-awaited baby. I got pregnant without any IVF. There was no mistake. It was our child. I couldn't wrap my head around how it could be. I vowed to prove to my mom-in-law it was her grandchild, but Chloe locked me in the basement to hide my alleged affair and protect her son's good name. And she lied to everyone I was in hospital. Chloe would accuse me of all sorts of things. The entire time, she wouldn't let me take a DNA test. She screamed that I brought shame on her family. She decided to put my baby boy up for adoption and take in a white kid instead. Chloe locked me in that basement so I wouldn't escape. I turned everything upside down, looking for a spare key, and found a part of a photo with a man. I figured I'd look into it later. In the meantime, I used the tools at hand and freed myself and my son. I went to the hospital to visit my husband. In tears, I begged him to return to us. I couldn't go up against his mom on my own, but I could definitely prove it was our son. I took my husband's hair for a DNA test and went back home with the baby, as I had nowhere else to go. A few days later, I had to get the result, but there was a blizzard raging outside, and I didn't have any warm clothes. I was scared my son would get sick, so I didn't take him along. When you wake up, Mommy's gonna already be back. In an hour, I returned with a positive paternity test. My mom-in-law was waiting for me on the porch with someone else's baby. She'd given her grandson away for adoption. It's done. Now this is our heir, she told me matter-of-factly. I went through all children's homes and finally found my boy, but they didn't give him to me. They believed I was the irresponsible mom who'd left him on their porch. Plus, I had no home, no money, no job or husband. I found out genes can be passed down through generations. I knew for a fact I had no black heritage, so I suspected my mom-in-law was hiding something. But a piece of a photo was the only proof I had. Only the ring could reveal whose hand it was. But it was impossible to get details out of that photo. Instead, I focused on an antique shop sign. I recalled it was still there. At the shop, they recognized the man in the picture at once. He used to live nearby more than 3 decades ago. He'd bought a very rare and expensive ring there. I didn't find out his name or address, but I got a good photo of the ring. I waited for Chloe to take her fake grandson for a walk and searched for the main evidence. I found the ring in her things. The engraving read, "Yours forever, J. Smith." Then I saw the second part of the photo. That's when Chloe returned. She accused me of being a cheater and a thief and called the police. I went through hundreds of J. Smith profiles on my way to the police station and finally found the one, John Smith. He turned out to be a wealthy businessman. I had the right to make one phone call, and you guessed it, I called John. He came to hear my incredible story. John told me he and Chloe had been dating. He proposed, and she said yes. He didn't know she was already married. Her parents were against the divorce and a new son-in-law. So, Chloe listened to them and stayed with her husband. John could well be my hubby's dad. John bailed me out, and we set off to find the truth. The DNA test confirmed Matt had a black dad. All the pieces fell into place. It meant Chloe had had an affair. But she got lucky to have a white baby. The moment she saw her grandson, she knew exactly what happened and blamed it all on me. Meanwhile, Matt came out of a coma. His mom was just telling him I ran away with a lover and took the love child. But we managed to get there in time. The tests proved that Matt was John's son. And the newborn was Matt's. It was checkmate for my nasty mom-in-law. Sometime later, we took our son back from the children's home, and we kept the other boy too. Matt and John really hit it off. And now they're making up for lost time. Chloe lives in proud solitude, still in denial of her mistakes. Sometimes life throws a plot twist that can beat any book.